Welcome back to another episode of Legion of Noobs. I'm one of your hosts, Albert, alongside me are my friends David, Leo, and Pepe. Today is going to be a review for the new film Wonder Woman. Okay, guys, real quick, stream it, skip it, or screen it.
Okay.
Alright, we got David with a screen it, we got Leo with a screen it, and we screen it, and we all screen it.
And we all spelled it correctly.
And this is the first time we all agree. Alright, guys, out of 10, we got an 8.5 David, Leo with an 8, with a 7.5, and Pepe with a 9. David, without spoiling the movie, what did you think of it?
Obviously I thought it was very good. When they first announced it, I kind of felt that Gal Gadot was going to be too skinny for the role. But I think because she has military training, because she was, she did a couple or 2 years required for the Israeli army. So I think that kind of helped kind of give realism to her fighting. I thought there was a little bit of third act issues. I thought it was too visual effects heavy on the third act. But overall, it was much more coherent story-wise and pacing-wise than any of the other more recent DC movies. So it was a great, that was a great change. What about you, Leo?
Give it an 8. It's definitely the best DC movie so far in the DC universe. The plot had a few issues here and there. The CGI bothered me in a few places, but overall, I think it's definitely a good entry. Finally, a good movie for the DC universe. So definitely hoping on to see what comes up in Justice League and the Batman movies and the future of DC. Albert?
First off, kudos to Patty Jenkins. She did a really good job with this. It's a Wonder Woman film. I give it a 7.5. Some story didn't get my attention. Some did. And all in all, it was enjoyable. I came in with doubting it, with hating it, the idea to begin with, and now it proved me wrong and I liked it. Pepe?
I gave it a 9 because the only thing I really found that was done was the ending. It was pretty low ending. Then it's not spoiler, but there's no after credits. So.
Alright guys, this is where we spoil the movie. So here comes the spoilers, just in case you didn't know. We'll give you some time. Alright guys, starting out with David, what'd you think of the plot?
Like I mentioned, I thought the plot overall was pretty coherent. It's a pretty darn good, a damn good origin story. Like you said, it's pretty much comes down to the director. She's much more talented than Zack Snyder making movies. I think he's a great visual director. He's awesome for music videos, but for movies, I think he needs a little bit of help. And she clearly does it. She knows what she's doing. So overall, I thought that the plot was pretty decent. I mean, one thing about it was that I didn't find, like, they were. I think we all knew that that general wasn't the god of war. Yeah,
oh,
it
yeah,
wasn't
no.
Ares.
Spoiler alert.
So I think that kind of plot point could have been done a little bit better because I think everyone knew that he wasn't. Yeah. I'll say I didn't, wasn't. My guess wasn't that the dude who ended up being Ares was Ares, but it was obvious that the general wasn't. I don't know. The ending wasn't that great. It was a little bit anticlimactic, but at the same time, we all knew that there wasn't really any chance of her being defeated since the whole movie starts with her in the present. So like we already know that the whole movie, that there's no chance that she's going to be defeated. I did like that that Steve Trevor, quote unquote dies, because I was sort of half expecting them to try to pull some little like romance where they brought him back, but he probably isn't dead overall because they didn't show him dying, but for the sake of this movie he's dead, and I like that. What about you, Leo?
I enjoyed most of the plot. I really feel like this is a good way to show like a character's like origin story. With her, it was kind of difficult because being an Amazonian, how are you gonna explain a lot of things that she knows and does? But the way they did it, where like they pretty much learn all the different languages, they have all this knowledge of the outside world, even though they're not part of it. Well, they have most of the knowledge regarding literature, I guess, and stuff, but not like the ongoing war. So yeah, Albert.
To me, the story felt a little short, like usual. Nothing against Gal, but there's some things that was a little rushed for the origin story, like describing how how she got the training and stuff. I got it done without the scene where the her as a really really small child, but like maybe in her teenage years, you know, like she earned the title to train with the other Amazonian. I would have liked to see the origin, how she got her outfit. But like in some other movies that I've watched, they explain why she rocks the American flag because of Chris Pine's character. Anyways, I would like to see more of that, even though I've seen it. Another thing, it's the plot felt kind of slow towards the middle, the second act with the whole war. Like, don't get me wrong, like the ominous tones was like perfect. I liked it. It seemed kind of slow to like kickstart itself, and like once it started, the action started. I'm like, why didn't they start this sooner? But Pepe.
Well, the plot was good. There's laughs in there. There was action. It was pretty good.
Well, that's played out.
No, not really. That's fine. They were spread. They were one little spot. There's things here and there. Lots of was spread, which was pretty nice. The characters were great as well.
Yeah. All right, guys. Like Pepe brought up characters. Let's bring up the characters. Pepe, what you think of the characters?
The cast was good. I really liked how Gal Gadot, she proved everybody wrong when she got, because when she got here, it was like, oh, she's too skinny, blah blah. But we ended up loving her anyway, so it's pretty wrong.
I love her. I liked her.
Whatever.
Majority of people
yeah.
that think she did a great job.
But like the cast was great. She did a real good job. Chris Pine was a good supporting. The other two guys that were supporting, they're pretty okay too.
All right, for the characters, like Pepe said, I think Gal did a really good job. Pine was on par, I guess. Definitely, I would have loved more character cuts.
But I mean, you know, there's an origin story does include Steve Trevor love things.
No, yeah,
like that,
but I mean,
they have to do it.
I know,
That's
but
what she stays there.
the way they try to approach it the Marvel way, which is like, you know, love and this and that. But I would have liked the dark grooming thing again, like I said earlier. But to keep going with this, I could have done that without the secretary. I could have done it without the crew. Like, they were pointless. The sniper didn't snipe shit. He was just looking through the scope. I get it
at the end.
But,
I know, and
I get the story, I get his origin, but it was like, it made me mad. It was just like, just do it. And I know it's traumatized and whatever, but it's like, I couldn't. It bothered me. It made me. It put me in a funk where I wasn't enjoying the movie anymore.
But I mean, I think it. Sorry, go ahead.
Maybe the military service knows what he's going through, so they enjoy that part.
Well, for me, it was more like she gets to see him fail, and she's thinking, why is he included in this warrior like group that we're in? But then that makes her like appreciate the fact that they're
and I get it.
love him, and they're including him.
No, yeah, and I get it, but it was
because
just like
they love him rather than for his skill.
It was just a waste of time,
and that made her kind of have appreciation because she's realizing the human world is so fucked up. But she still sees goodness in all their houses, which is the whole point of at the end.
No, I know, I get it. And I don't like that approach. Like,
To
me, like, okay, cool. She's strong, she's smart, but then some scenes they made her look ditzy and stuff. Like, okay,
well, she's naive.
No, yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, you're gullible. I get it. But then all of a sudden, oh, you know how to do this, or you know how to do that. But then you're contradicting yourself by fucking, oh, you know, it's not these people's fault that Ares has them under control, but she's over there fucking killing them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like.
She doesn't feel that till the end.
She doesn't feel that much pity for them that she's not gonna not kill them.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
Like, she's contradicting herself and saying, poor souls, but I'm gonna kill this bastard because he's trying to kill me. Well, even though he's under Ares' spell.
Yeah, she kills a lot of people.
Yeah, but I mean,
even though
her goal is, I want to get to Ares, but she understands that to get to Ares, she has to go a certain path. She comes across suffering. She's gonna kill the people that are causing the suffering, but
which are under Ares' spell. So why is she doing that?
Because if it was her choice, she would go kill the general first, but she doesn't get that choice.
Yeah, but then that's the same thing as Chris Pine not trying to save the other people in the village because he can't do it.
Yeah,
it's like, all right, then why the fuck are you getting mad when these people are getting like sacrificed, but these people are getting sacrificed as well, but they you know.
It's the people that are suffering. There's the people causing suffering. Yeah, they have their influence, but she has to defeat them because she needs to rescue the people.
I know, but it just didn't make any sense to me because honestly, like, it would have been like if those villagers were under control of Ares' spell, then that would have put them in their same spot. And I'm just like, okay, well, how come these guys just get to live, but these guys don't?
Well, because the God of War doesn't influence everyone. He influences people.
Yeah, but she didn't know that towards the end. She didn't know that towards the end because she was like, oh my god, I killed this guy and it's still going on. Okay.
They weren't influenced technically.
Right. We know that he wasn't influencing, but her thought was probably, he's influencing the men that are fighting, the soldiers.
Yeah.
That would make sense that the God of War would just influence people that are involved in wars, which is just soldiers. Not so she wants to protect the innocent people, the women and children, the villagers, the old people that are not soldiers, and she has to kill the soldiers that are under their spell as a way on her path to defeat Ares. At least that's in her mind.
Casualties.
That's how casualties of
but
war.
she doesn't see it that way though.
She does. I think she does. Yeah.
So
But anyways, Leo, what do you think of the characters?
I enjoyed Gal Gadot. She really surprised me. Batman v Superman, you kind of see.
Hate her.
Yeah, I didn't hate her. I just saw it as in like, okay, I see where they're trying to go, but I'm still not 100% in. And finally, with this movie releasing, yeah, I'm 100% with the character, and with her being taking the mantle of Wonder Woman. Steve, played by Chris Pine, I thought he was good. I think he was a good companion for her to keep going. There are a few characters that I also agree with you that I feel like they should have had either less time or just been cut out entirely. Like her team didn't do shit. Let's be honest. Even though I know the way they're trying to go, they're trying to show the atrocities of war and the shit you go through, but let's be honest, the Indian guy didn't do shit.
Yeah, the smoke thing.
Like other than that one thing.
All right, David. Well, what about you? What do you think of the cast and characters?
I thought, pretty much just echoing a lot of what you guys said. Wonder Woman was great. Like Leo said, I'm all on board with her being Wonder Woman. Chris Pine, to me, is a good actor, but all the movies that I've seen, he kind of plays the same character. Like, he pretty much is Captain Kirk in this movie.
I agree. Chris Pine seems like I've seen him in everything possible. And it's like, all right.
Yeah, I just, like, that's what I'm saying. I have concerns that he seems to be playing the same type of character in every movie. He does it well. It's good. But I'd like to see something. I'd like to see a little. I don't know, different dimensions to his character. The actor that played Ares, I thought he was great until it was the reveal that he was Ares, and then it was too CGI.
Oh yes,
he's not a fighter personality guy.
Yeah, and I get that they did that on purpose.
Oh.
That's the point that you have to think. Okay,
It could have been like, oh, that was his fake form, now he's real
right.
form.
That's what I would have done. Like change into a different, like kind of more animal-like.
Oh, like little.
Or like he's gonna be a fighter because he's an older dude. He was the king. He can't fight.
Like change into the mountain from Game of Thrones. Like how dope would that be?
The Rock could have done that.
That would be way too distracting. But yeah, so I think, he's a good actor. Obviously, that character played Ares, but I think it would have been better if he morphed into something like the Mountain.
There was parts that was good, like him going like this on his mask.
Yeah,
was pretty dope. Yes, maybe they should have gone with like his face changing like all black and dark and just glowing eyes.
Yeah,
I would have been fine with that. Dope. That way they could just completely use somebody else.
His body morphs.
Yeah, you don't know his real identity just in case he.
And cast an actor that's huge like that, so you don't have to do it all CGI.
No, yeah, but like I was trying to say,
the CGI was so bad in that last third part.
Yeah, I guess that's not really a cast issue. So overall, I didn't really have any issues with any of the casting. Actually, no, I do agree with you that they could have done without the secretary character. That comic relief was a little bit forced, plus the fact that they showed all the good jokes in every fucking trailer.
Yep. You done with her?
Yeah.
Alright, pros and cons. David, can you start us off?
Yeah, so for me, pros, where there's a lot of pros. There's the fact that this is finally a good movie in the new revamped DC universe. It has great pacing, it has great acting. The fact that it's so well received, I think it's gonna make changes to the way that they've been doing things in the past. I hope that the fact that this movie was done right, they were giving a good director. They cast it well, and they put it. I mean, I don't know what they did differently in the behind the scenes, but I know that they put a different director in, and a female director, and they probably they probably spent more time on it.
Yeah, it looked like it.
And I'm saying that's a pro to me. That I'm hoping they continue now use that approach to all the movies coming out. And I know they just got announced that they're doing a lot of reshoots with Justice League.
Yeah.
Significant reshoots. That can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. There was reshoots with Suicide Squad that didn't help, but there was reshoots with the new Star Wars movie. What's it called?
The Last Jedi.
No, the one that came out. already.
Rogue One.
Rogue One. There was a lot of
Yeah.
reshoots, and that movie came out great. So
That's
so
super
again,
good.
that's what a huge pros for me is seeing that, is hoping that the changes, that the different approaches to this movie get put forward for all the new DC movies, because they've already announced 16 movies total, and they're gonna keep going because they're gonna keep making money. In regards to cons, the third act, a little bit too visual effects heavy. I think they would do better to cut back on those. Same thing with Batman vs Superman, 2 visual effects. They need to cut back on those.
They look worse than Batman v Superman
Yeah,
visual
yeah.
effects.
I don't know. Doomsday looked pretty terrible too.
Oh, he looked-
So those would be the pros and cons for me. Would be, you know, the pros. I hope, you know, good acting, good directing, everything is well written compared to all previous DC movies. Cons, the third act, a little bit too visual effects heavy. They spent too much trying to make her focus on the general. We all knew that it was obvious that he wasn't the enemy. So I think
Yeah.
that could have been retooling. I think that the secretary character could have been done away with. I think them putting all the jokes in the trailer is a bad thing. Leo?
Pros, there was several. There was acting, like you said, the acting was good, directing was good. There were some parts, like with the CGI, where it was kind of bad. I think the thing that bugged me up to the third act was like when they do the slow motion. That's where you kind of noticed a lot of like the bad CGI, a lot of like the bad movements, the acrobats they try to do. They could have cut out like a few of the characters. Didn't really enjoy some of them. I understand the whole point of showing the effects of war with PTSD and then, you know, trying to put in jokes, oh, his people, my people. But yeah, there were several parts. I think definitely my favorite part was No Man's Land. I think that whole point, the whole sequence of her doing that and then going into the city, into the town, and like her jumping around and doing
Because of that tank.
But there were some points where like the CGI was...
It's called No Man's Land because no man will go, but she's not a man.
Get it?
I
Get
was
it?
getting
Lord of the
it.
Rings? Get it? Like
I'm
Lord of the
no
Rings?
man.
I'm no man.
Yeah, no man.
He like turned to me, he's like, I'm no man.
I told him, I was like, I looked at him, he's like, looked at me like, why are you looking
She's
at me?
like,
I was
I'm no man.
The thing I also like, they didn't try to push too much of like women being better than men. They kind of put her as an equal, and they showed her flaws, and then they showed how, you know, Steven also had his flaws. One of the good scenes I liked is where he's like, oh, you did all this, and then she admits, no, we did. I like that they brought comedy into, you know, the whole average size. I was laughing through that whole
Everywhere.
through that whole
He was
part.
fine,
'Cause, yeah, he's fine. He was great in the role. I think we'll see if they bring him back as a Green Lantern or not. But yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Somebody has to,
Spoiler
somebody
alert.
has to be on that.
Yeah.
Crazy theory alert.
But yeah, Idris Elba, Jon Stewart, fucking do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it. Fucking
Do it.
For me, one of my pros was the scene, the Batman scene, where she like jumps into the church thing, and then she just takes on like all like 4 or 5 guys or whatever, and then she just like knees the shit out of some guy out the window. That was pretty cool. Another scene was the part where Ares gets his armor, and like you see like the flames come in, and he just like gets all this cool armor, and then he just like makes the 2 holes in his helmet.
You
That was
see, he
pretty
uses
cool.
all the disposable parts from like tanks.
Yeah,
or
that was
whatever
pretty
the
cool.
hell
It was like Magneto or something, like a fire Magneto. What I didn't like was the first act, the part where she was a baby. Like I said, she wasn't a baby, but she was like adolescent.
A child.
She was a child.
Thank you.
5 or 6.
The second scene was introducing the crew, which was pointless. It's like, oh, okay, crew. The last scene.
How's
It's
that
not pointless
pointless?
at all, but
You have to choose
You
your
didn't
review
enjoy
it.
it.
I just didn't enjoy it. It was a waste of time, like introducing the characters. It's like, this is Charlie, this is blah blah blah, this is blah. Let's go, roll out. That's all I had to do. But final thought. Oh, sorry. Pepe?
the pros and
Yeah.
cons. Okay. Pepe, pros and cons.
For my pro was when she gets out of the trenches, she starts doing that shit. But it was like the whole lead away until she flips the tank. You see the little part where it's her and Chris Pine back to back. She gets her lasso, pulls people, it's like punches them, kicks them, gets another guy, it's just kicking ass. It's a pretty badass part. And then of course, towards the end where she goes one-on-one with Ares, and she does that Kamehameha. It's pretty tight. But that wasn't. It still looked just like it.
It did.
So Dragon Ball Evolution can take some notes, I guess. My cons was, like I said, the ending. I thought it was too plain. It was she just jumped.
I forgot about that fucking ending.
She just jumped. It's like
Yeah.
Okay, I understand she doesn't have her jet yet, her invisible jet, but I even into her just jumping.
Yeah.
Oh, is that like before the credits?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
that
that
was
was
so bad. Yeah, like she just jumps out off the building.
Cue theme song.
I mean, if she were to like jump and start running in the buildings, then that's cool.
But she flies in the cartoon.
Yeah,
but they never do it.
Yeah. All right. Final thought, Pepe.
My final thought was it was a great movie. The cast was great. The ending was pretty low. That's why I can do it now because the ending was not par. The ending.
Ending.
Oh.
And then there's no scene in the end. That's kind of weird for DC. And
No, they haven't done it after credits. They haven't
It's not
done it.
really weird for DC.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
They've done it.
I mean, we all kind of expected something because they're trying to build up this universe.
Well, I knew
prefer it.
coming in that there wasn't gonna be one, but so far I think Suicide Squad.
I didn't
is
because Pepe lied to me.
I thought
Because you said there wasn't going to be one, and then Pepe said, I rather.
Well, if he said it, you
Come
should
on,
have
bro.
told me he said it because he watched it.
You fucked up.
I have Pepe sources.
I don't have sources.
So he didn't like there was no after credit scene.
And I wonder how they're going to try to build it after Justice League. If they're going to be another Wonder Woman movie, who's going to be the villain?
That's already announced.
No, that's too foreign.
Didn't they say they were gonna?
Have they announced it? They're going to do a sequel at least? Because if
They
it's
haven't
good,
They haven't announced it, and they only signed the director for one movie, which is they fucked up because now she can get a lot more money out of them. I'm sure they signed Gal Gadot for a lot more movies. 'Cause obviously, she's doing Justice League and blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
they didn't sign the director. For
I'm
it.
sure they're fine with
Because
pushing out
they
a little bit
didn't.
more
They
money.
do good. So, no.
'Cause, yeah, they did.
Then again, it's just hard with sequels to live up to.
Yeah.
Albert, your final thoughts?
My final thought: I would like to see a lot more solo play instead of the Ares coming in. You don't need this. You are the weapon. It's like, all right, cool, I get it. But oh my god, it would have been such a badass scene, just like them going at it, fucking power struggle between the swords, and then maybe the sword breaks off like a little bit later, and then they just go like fist to fist. Not a lot of like the throwing of the objects and stuff like that. But I would like to see them like grappling a little and just like, you know, a good old Greco-Roman wrestling kind of style thing. I didn't like the ending towards her being pinned down and then her screaming Steve's name. That reminded me of Batman vs Superman with the whole Martha scene. I could have cared less for that. That could have been a whole different ending. The whole part where they fell in love too quick, I get it, you know, but it wasn't. I didn't go to see that. I wanted to see her do her. Less characters, more action, and a little bit more fighting from the main villains again. It brought me back to the same Doomsday Batman scene thing. It's like you can't really tell what's going on. It's like Transformers when they're fighting, you can't tell what's going on. Just too much going on. But yeah, Leo.
Final thought: I really enjoyed the movie. I'm excited to see what they're able to do for the future of DC. Justice League, Batman movie, future Wonder Woman movies. Hopefully they're able to bring more directors.
What's the
like this
next one? Aquaman?
Justice League.
Justice League.
Oh, okay.
Justice
I'll
League
wait for
Aquaman,
Aquaman.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what hopefully they're able to build up on this and continue on with the success and building this universe. And definitely go see it. Good movie, a good introduction to the franchise if you haven't. David?
Final thoughts for me: if you have a 10-year-old girl or older in your life, take her to see this movie. Go see it. It's awesome. It's really cool
What
to
if
see.
she's young?
Don't take her.
Don't take her.
No
Wait a little
babies.
bit.
No
Yeah, I'm
babies.
excited to show it to my niece when she's older. She's too young right now, but I'm excited to have a movie to show like really strong, awesome female superhero. We need more of these. So please go see it if you have someone to take. Even if you're just a fan of superheroes and you haven't seen it yet, it's great. Like we all said, we all agreed, go see it in theaters.
It's part of the DC universe.
Yeah, go see it. I'm excited to see what they do next. Now that they're, you can see that putting more effort into these movies can make them a commercial and critical success, which is important. They shouldn't just make money; they should also be, universally liked. And so that's it for me.
All right, guys. Well, that was our review on Wonder Woman. Let us know in the comments down below if you like, disagree, or you want to add something to our comments.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends.
Look out for other content. If you want to see previous videos, check out the links below. Until next time, Leo,
Bye!
don't forget to subscribe.